Well, guys, the MAGA types, and I mean the hardcore MAGA types, not just the normies that elected Trump on the basis that he would fix the economy, but the craziest, most far-right conservatives who genuinely felt an ideological kinship with his most insane beliefs and ideas and statements, have gotten what they wanted. Donald Trump is now in power. And because they don't have any reason to uphold optics anymore outside of, I guess, not scaring away normies, they've started to heavily lean into removing the mask and saying the quiet part out loud. Nick Fuentes, the most prominent and youngest sort of Zoomer-oriented neo-Nazi figure maybe in the world, certainly in the Western world and in America, started a trend among young men to tweet in sort of gloating, sort of teasing towards women, "Your body, our choice," or if it, like, "Your body, my choice." Just any man is encouraged to say this to women who are upset about the results of the election, primarily to sort of rub salt in the wound of the election results. A lot of it is just centered around, like, just sort of, if you can make women feel the worst, then you have won the game that they are playing, right? Women are not happy about it, though, and they may think that women are just going to be like, well, you know, boys will be boys, but dog, this 4B movement stuff is picking up steam. I got a video here from MSNBC about it. We're going to go ahead and check out how this whole "your body, my choice" thing blew up. And then we're going to talk about what happened to Nick Fuentes, because when you fuck around like this, you inevitably find out, and oh boy, Nick Fuentes found out. Let's watch.
Back in 2016, the election of Donald Trump was a radicalizing moment for many women in America and across the world.
It's also a explicit, like, rape threat as well. Like, "your body, my choice." It's like outright, like, it's a rape slogan. Yes, that is also part of it. And, you know, these people are very open about the fact that they don't consider consent from women a valid thing, and that if it weren't for the law, they talk about it a lot. They're pro-rape.
The world. An open misogynist beating Hillary Clinton, the first female nominee of any major party, even after the Access Hollywood tape leaked, brought about a global movement through the sheer force of women's rage and what they had been asked to endure.
They descended on the Capitol and cities around the world by the hundreds of thousands. Far more people marching for women's rights on President Trump's first full day in office than attended his inauguration. Tens of thousands more marching in Chicago, Boston, and Seattle. And overseas in England, Italy, Germany, and Paris. Crowds of mostly women, all protesting President Trump.
Trump era also gave us, just a few months actually after those
2016.
marches, the Me Too movement. Another massive cultural shift led by women who were tired of men like Donald Trump, just one example, but many, many, many others, mistreating and abusing women with seemingly total impunity. Now, nearly 8 years later, Donald Trump is heading back to the White House after running, I think is fair to say, the most misogynistic campaign I've ever seen.
I think something I need to showcase to you guys about the mindset of men, unless you train them out of it, is this amazing video. It's actually, unless it could be scripted, but even if it's not, I believe it like hook, line, and sinker. It looks real to me. It's a Ring doorbell video of two little kids, okay? And it's very silly. It's a cute video. Don't get me wrong. We're not taking it super duper seriously. I'm not like admonishing the kid in this video. Okay, don't get it twisted, okay? However, I do still want to showcase the clip I'm about to show you because I found it to be very... There was something about it that stuck with me as like, oh, this is really good for explaining to people. Like, primarily, like, women, the way that, like, men think from, like, the youngest of ages and how it, like, motivates them into inceldom. And it is not a very flattering perspective that I'm about to give you. So, this is a video clip taken from a Ring doorbell thing. There's a little girl, little boy, they're friends. The little boy asks her, "Will you marry me?" Like some play friend, like they're just kids, right? It's like the little kid equivalent of asking, "Will you be my?" It's like the littler kid version of asking, "Do you want to be my girlfriend?" Like basically just that. Bro's gonna make a song about this 10 years later is the caption. Let's just watch the clip, and we're gonna talk about it because it's important to this entire discussion and how the incel stuff and the Gen Z men are not okay stuff. It's very relevant. Let's just watch.
Will you marry me? No. Hey, you're mean. I don't want to. What? What?
All right. It's a cute video. Well, let's admit it's adorable. That is adorable. All right. And maybe I'm looking too deep into this, but children have absolutely no inhibitions or social like understanding of situations, so they're just like brutally honest, you know? It's why there's all those stories about like a 5-year-old kid like pointing to somebody who has like a disability in the Walmart checkout aisle and saying something that embarrasses the fuck out of the parent, and they're just like, you know what I mean? Right? So here's what happened here. The little boy approaches his friend, the little girl, and he says, basically, like, asks her out. Like, it comes forward to her with feelings that he likes her, right? Very cute, innocent situation. She responds because she's not afraid of him. She doesn't have, like, that taught fear of being able to stand up for yourself and say no because you mean no. Not having to say, oh, well, I have a boyfriend, or, oh, well, I'm not in a really good place right now. Instead of just saying no because you're too afraid of hurting the feelings of the guy. She just straight up says no. A completely valid response because she doesn't want to. She even says, but I don't want to. And his response is, you're mean, and then throws the little heart thing that he made for her on the ground, has a tantrum, and walks off. Which, you know, very childish, right? But how many incel dudes have you seen basically behave the exact same way? Like, is this not literally one-to-one, just a child's version of the interaction? Which is, of course, the point of this post. But also, is this not the same interaction that the nice guy phenomenon and the incel thing is all based on? The fact is that from at least as young as this little boy is, most young guys have this mindset of entitlement. And in response to their entitlement not being met, they get bitter, angry, and hateful. The incel movement is a retaliation against women taking the initiative to say no, to do what they want to do and not what they are told they have to do. It is not a defense for men. It is framed that way, but in reality, what they frame as attacks on men are just women having the same level of rights and honesty and autonomy as men do. He approached her without a thought in the world and propositioned her like, will you marry me? And she, in the same way, without a thought in the world, replied with what she wanted to say, which was no. And then he has a tantrum over it. And she has to call out to him to make him feel better. Right? Like, nothing... You see what I'm talking about, right? Like, that... Boys and men have to be trained out of that. I'm not even joking. That is the default position of young men. And if they are not given a good role model / outlet / the experiences and education needed to grow from that mindset, they become the grown incels that you see today. Never done that. It's obviously different levels of whatever, but like, there's a reason why the incel movement exists. That is the mindset that so many men have on a default level. I don't think it's even taught. I think that a lot of like guys just think that way and have to unlearn or learn better behavior, learn a better mindset.
He took credit for tearing reproductive rights away from millions of women. He was found civilly liable for sexually abusing and defaming E. Jean Carroll and continued to defame her. He picked a running mate who railed against childless cat ladies.
This is where we're losing the, like, culture war battle, dude, is the fact that, like, as valid as all these complaints are, people just, like, you mentioned Trump is a criminal who's been found, like, indicted on 34 felonies, and they just roll their eyes and just, like, ignore the rest of it, you know? It's just, like, they don't care. Like, they don't care. Like, Trump has to do something that literally hurts them specifically in a way that they can identify and tangibly feel, or they don't care. As far as they are concerned, you're just virtue signaling. You have to either make them hate Trump on an emotional level, which this will not do for a lot of Americans because it doesn't affect them, or and even a lot of women, even if when it does affect them, like, you really gotta, like, this just doesn't work.
Trump won the election regardless. And the misogynistic trolls feel even more emboldened than ever before.
True.
I'm just a girl standing in front of the world asking for a president who isn't a rapist. Request denied!
The feel when we control your bodies. Hey, bitch, we control your bodies. Guess what? Guys win again, okay? Men win again. And yes, we control your bodies. Hi, I'm your...
You know what I mean now when I say, like, the most successful conservative pundits are the ones who can do the best smirk at, like, women, minorities, and progressives as they, like, gloat. Or, like, usually they're like, dog whistling as they do this, like, smug bit. Like, this is what you're meant to hear as a progressive, but now they're outright saying it, you know? And, it's all about who can trigger the libs, who can trigger the minorities the most.
Republican congressman. Hi, I'm your Republican congressman. It's your body, my choice.
When I tell you, we have to build a progressive media sphere where more than, like, 3 lefty content creators have more of a platform than this guy, I'm not fucking joking. When I tell you guys to hit the like button and to sub and to comment, do it despite this motherfucker. Do it despite these people. We are going nowhere, and these people will continue to dominate and make millions and own the country unless we get to have even a fraction of the influence that they have. They are winning the information war, or I should say, with them on top, the misinformation war.
Disgusting comments like that are going viral. They're setting the groundwork for a massive backlash. The one lesson nobody learned from Trump the first time around was that every action has an equal and opposite reaction. The action was Trump's ascendancy, and the reaction was a global movement centering women's righteous anger. We are already seeing the ripples of another movement based on that anger, and I am predicting we are going to get a bigger reaction than 2017 this time around. It is just a question of when, where, and how. Donald Trump's third bid for the...
I guess this is like a clip together of multiple clips. And we'll stop it at that one, because that was really all we needed to see for the opening bit of this. So yeah. Nick Fuentes, where the... Do I have a ghost haunting my PC? Where do my tabs keep going? Am I just, like, absent-mindedly closing every tab that isn't the one I'm on in my music one? Let me go to my history. Let's see. Recently closed tabs. Here it is. Jesus. I had this one literally ready to go before. So, obviously there's the 4B movement. Women are fed up with Trump supporting men. They're not fucking these guys. Alright? If you're a dude out there and you voted for Trump, good luck getting your dick wet. You better go find yourself your dream trad wife. You're gonna have to find them if you're gonna be having any sex anytime soon, buddy. So the 4B movement, it's blowing up. It's getting pretty big. And that's not really what I want to talk about, though. You see, Nick Fuentes fucked around with all that. Like, you can only push the line so much and drop the mask so much before people are like, oh, this piece of shit. And you stop being human to them. So Nick Fuentes crossed that line. He stopped being human to a lot of these women. And so he found out. Nick Fuentes' personal info has been leaked online for saying provocative statement, "Your body, my choice." Nick Fuentes, the controversial live streamer who sparked outrage for tweeting "Your body, my choice," has his personal information leaked online. The address of the anti-Semitic influencer was widely shared on X, formerly known as Twitter, after he was fully doxxed. Doxing is the practice of publicly exposing someone's private information without their consent, often used as a form of retaliation or intimidation. Nick Fuentes, who posted the controversial tweet "Your body, my choice," had his personal information leaked by several women with large Twitter accounts. And though he has gained notoriety in recent years for his provocative statements and weaponizing remarks, this tweet in particular went viral and sparked a firestorm online. So yeah, basically, he got doxxed. His address is out there now. Everyone knows where he lives. I'm not going to say it because that could probably get me in a lot of trouble, but you could very easily find it yourself, you know? I don't think anything's gonna happen to the guy, but the fact that he's gone from having that smug smile on his face as he gloats about taking away women's rights to now clearly being scared and having to blur his house on Google Maps. That he had to do that, by the way. If you go to his house on Google Street View, which I did, it's now blurred. He requested that Google blur it because he's so scared, which doesn't do anything. Like, people can still just go look at pictures of the house online or just, like, go to the blurred house. Everyone knows the address, but no one's gonna. It's not gonna be a thing. But it is hilarious that he's scared that something's going to happen. Yeah. God, you know what? Because it's been a while, Nick Fuentes eating his own boogers. Why does nose start bleeding? Holy shit. Bro is digging for gold in there. The thumbnail, holy shit. That goes crazy. Okay. Yeah, I feel like that's a real good point to end this one off on. Nick Fuentes fucked around and now he's found out. I do think that in the coming years, we're going to be at quite the advantage online. These people are no longer the counterculture. They hold all of the power in government. They're going to be blamed for every single problem that happens in our country and globally. I do not foresee a very successful run for the right globally in the coming elections, in the coming years, particularly in America, if we have another election in 4 years, which I think we will. You know, no evidence to think that we won't just yet. I think that the Republicans getting everything they wanted is kind of the worst thing for them, the more you think about it, assuming they don't destroy democracy on their way out. If there is still democracy at the end of Trump's second term, it could be the last Republican term ever served, genuinely, in the executive branch at least. With how badly experts are predicting the country's going to hurt from his economic policy, if he actually follows through, man, I can't imagine the vibes being very good for Trump in 2028. Like, maybe they will be. Who knows? Like, listen, I will be happy if Trump ends up doing a good job because obviously that means I'm not living in a crashed economy, right? I want Trump to magically make everything cheap and affordable. Obviously, that would be great to have as an American, to be able to live within. But there are no experts saying that is going to happen, and it does not seem likely, so I'm just worried. Because the only person saying that's what's going to happen is Trump and Elon. Anyway, with all that said, if you enjoyed this segment and you want to support the stream or my videos, then please consider leaving a like. Every single thumbs up is like casting a blue ballot for YouTube to push my content and my streams and videos in the algorithm out to new and old viewers alike, and it helps a bunch. As does commenting as well. It actually boosts the effect of every like, so if you like and comment, that is actually ideal. And you can subscribe and ring the bell icon to turn on all notifications so that YouTube tells you when I go live or upload a new video in the future if you would like as well. Regardless though, you should also consider following my social medias linked down below if you want to see me on other platforms and the other stuff I post, including my fan Discord, which is the main hub of my fan base. It's totally free to join, and once a week on Fridays I host a gaming event, a call-in stream, or a watch party there. On top of that, I announce all my new uploads and streams there every time, so if you're there with notifications on, you won't miss a thing. I hope to see you there. Finally though, if you want to support me directly and help me keep the lights on, a roof above my head here at the Xander Hall studio, then please consider donating, subscribing, or gifting a sub on my website, xanderhall.com/live, or support me financially through YouTube, Twitch, Streamlabs, Stream Elements, Patreon, or even buying merch through the Streamlabs link down below. Regardless of how you support me though, I seriously do appreciate it. It means an immense amount to me. Thank you, thank you. And as always, I hope to see you again, and have a good one.